Since we're in the holiday season here, I thought this would be a good time to talk about taking a break from your game and doing something else so that you can come back refreshed and renewed and work on that game and finally ship it and get it out there. Especially if you've been grinding away on your game for quite a while, you should really think about taking a break. It can help you with a whole lot of things, and it can even help you make a better game. Because when you're away from your game, when you're experiencing other things in the world, that can open you up to a lot of new ideas, either from things you see, from things you read, from just sitting there and thinking and not trying to work. If you're stuck on an especially hard problem with your game, it can be beneficial for you to step away as well, because you can get the benefit of passive problem solving. Because in your subconscious somewhere, your brain is going to keep thinking about that anyway, at least mine does. And a lot of times I've found that I can solve a problem that I've been working on by just going for a walk or taking a break for a day or two. I inevitably think about it at the strangest time and usually the most inconvenient time for me to write anything down, like when I'm out for a walk or taking a shower. And I come back and it's really easy to just solve that problem outright. Finally, if you're not convinced yet why you should take a break and step away from your game, especially maybe during the holiday season, it's so you can avoid burnout. You can get back to the grind in 2025, you can go all out, you can finish that game, you can ship it, but give yourself a little space to be a human and do something other than work on your game and to generally enjoy life. If you're not sure what you're going to do on this wonderful break you're now thinking about, you're in luck. I have 5 ideas for you to try out while you're not working on your game. This one's pretty obvious and it goes without saying, but a lot of people don't think about it, especially when they're working. Go on vacation. Big, small, doesn't matter. You can go to a different country, you can go to a different town. Just get out of your house, go somewhere else if you can, where you aren't working on your game, and just experience something else. You can go to the mountains, you can go skiing, especially if it's winter. It's a great time to go skiing if you're into that. There's all kinds of different places you could go to. You could just go tour other coffee shops or something in a new town. That's oddly something I like to do. I guess I'm a little weird or possibly obsessed with coffee. But just doing that and getting out of your house and away from your game can help you want to work on it more when you come back. Instead of a vacation, you could just stay at home, or you could do this while on your vacation too to give you a different idea, and that's read a book. I like to read, in case you didn't notice. I've talked about it several times. I've got all my books here, even though that's not all of them. And just go out and read a book. Sit down, pick one maybe that's kind of small, maybe it's not a series, or maybe it's one of my favorites here, like the Mistborn series. This is The Final Empire. It's really good. I read the first 3. I haven't read the 4 through 6 yet, but maybe I will. But just reading a book and seeing how other creators create their worlds can help you when you're creating yours. You can see things that are interesting for you. You can see different ideas that they've brought in and how they've used those things. And subconsciously, you'll inevitably bring those back to your game in some way or to a different game idea. I know I mentioned not working while you're on this wonderful break you're about to take, but sometimes working on a small side project while you're taking a break can be a really useful way for you to get refreshed and get back into the groove of working on your game, especially if it's a non-game project, in my opinion. So I like to do things like build a web app, I'll build a new landing page for a product idea, or just work on a back end, or any kind of other things like that that I think are cool. You could work on an entirely other project. You could build a cabinet, you could write a small book or something like that. There's all kinds of things that you could do that are not working on your game, and because you did something else and you exercised your brain in a little different way, I think that's going to help you when you come back to work on your game. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I like to exercise, I like to rock climb and swim and do a lot of other things like that. So something you could do on your break is to go exercise. Pick something that you like to do for exercise and turn that into a week-long or a few day-long event. You could go climbing for 3 days in a row, which means you're going to be really tired on day 4. You could go for a hike out of town somewhere, back to that first one, go on vacation. There's all kinds of things you could do. I think physical exercise helps your brain work better, so you're going to be better for it if you go out there and get some exercise too. Last one, you could do this in combination with any or all of the above and go spend time with friends. There are other humans in this world that you probably know and you probably haven't seen because you've been in your room working on your game like me. Instead of working on that game some more when you take your break, go hang out with your friends, go do something cool, go gather a group of your friends together and go on a trip somewhere. It's going to be super fun, you're going to enjoy it, you can come back, work on your game later, and you'll be even more motivated to do that because you've had some time to separate from it. But try not to talk about your game too much with your friends because they might be annoyed by now. Having quality time with friends can really help you refresh and restart, so when you come back from that break and you work on your game again, you're going to have a fresh brain, you're probably going to solve problems a lot faster than you were before, and you can hopefully get that thing released. If I've convinced you to take a break by now, mission accomplished. If I haven't, maybe watch the video again and I'll convince you that time. Either way, I hope you get some rest, I hope you get away from your game and do something else for a little while so you can come back refreshed and get that game shipped. That's all I've got for today, so see you next time.